Welcome to the show, ladies and gents. We're here. We talk about wrestling.
Charlotte beat me. I put you in a neck brace before. I have no problem doing it again.
You haven't seen it, honey? I was...
Oh, bitch! No, the fuck y'all didn't!
So much balls. What is happening? There's too much balls on that rap. There's too many red balls. Look at all these balls. Look at this.
Damn! Oh, Jesus! We are witnessing child abuse on TV, Lord. Oh, have mercy. Now, watch your mouth when you talking to me, ho. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. You ain't getting nothing. You don't get nothing. You either earn it or you don't. You pasty bitch. That ain't how this works. Uh-oh. Hit it with a zigzag. Let's go, baby. Let's go, dog. Let's go. I'm fucks with it. We sick of your shit.
Hey, girl, hey. Life, relationships, pop culture.
Well, go ahead. I'm listening. And he'll be looking at me. He will be looking at me and he will go to sleep. He will go to sleep. Look at me in my face. I'm talking to you.
We talk about it all, baby. So, y'all ready? I know y'all ready. Because it's showtime. And that's on the ancestors, baby. Welcome to the show, ladies and gents. We're here. We talk about wrestling.
Charlotte beat me. I put you in a neck brace before. I have no problem doing it again.
You haven't seen it, honey? I was...
Oh, bitch! No, the fuck y'all didn't!
So much balls. What is happening? There's too much balls on that rap. There's too many red balls. Look at all these balls. Look at this.
Damn! Oh, Jesus! We are witnessing child abuse on TV, Lord. Oh, have mercy. Now, watch your mouth when you talking to me, ho. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. You ain't getting nothing. You don't get nothing. You either earn it or you don't. You pasty bitch. That ain't how this works. Uh-oh. Hit it with a zigzag. Let's go, baby. Let's go, dog. Let's go. I'm fucks with it. We sick of your shit.
Hey, girl, hey. Life, relationships, pop culture.
Well, go ahead. I'm listening. And he'll be looking at me. He will be looking at me and he will go to sleep. He will go to sleep. Look at me in my face. I'm talking to you.
We talk about it all, baby. So, y'all ready? I know y'all ready. Because it's showtime. And that's on the ancestors, baby. Welcome to the show, ladies and gents. We're here. We talk about wrestling.
Charlotte beat me. I put you in a neck brace before. I have no problem doing it again.
You haven't seen it, honey? I was...
Oh, bitch! No, the fuck y'all didn't!
so much balls. There's too much balls on that rash. Too many red balls. Look at all these balls. Look at this.
Damn! Oh, Jesus! We are witnessing child abuse on TV, Lord. Oh, have mercy. Now, watch your mouth when you talking to me, ho. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. You ain't getting nothing. You don't get nothing. You either earn it or you don't. You pasty bitch. That ain't how this works. Uh-oh, hit it with a zigzag. Let's go, baby. Let's go, dog. Let's go. I'm fucks with it. We sick of your shit.
Hey girl, hey. Life, relationships, pop culture.
All right, y'all. I'll make it quick. I had to run upstairs right quick, child, and get this rolling, so trust it won't be long. Hold tight. My day was okay. For those of you asking, it was all right. That could have been better, but it was all right. Just hold on, y'all. All right, y'all. To make this simple, we know who's gonna be in the Iron Survivor Challenge match. They're only missing one competitor for each match. That will be decided tomorrow of the wild card. The way they decided it was with this round table, 4 people, 2 women, 2 men, X-Pac and Road Dogg. And of course, Alundra and Molly Holly all made the decision, on who was gonna be in this match, okay? It I guess, I mean, if that's what you care about, sure. The people they chose, for the most part, were worth the choice, if that makes sense. Hold on, because I'm finna tell y'all. Hold 1 second.
Damn right we take turns being wrong. I get real accountable when I'm alone. I get real about it all when I'm alone. It's so crazy missing you. I get on. Now Julio made me a Scorpio. And I might hit your phone up with that bye. Listen, my da. Listen, that all of this love is toxic. All of this love is toxic. All these kisses and hugs and toxic. You a damn drug, toxic. If you don't wanna see me.
All right. So I had to switch out because I was on my phone. So here we go. They did choose the 5 competitors for the men and the women. And it was pretty obvious as to who they were going to choose. I mean, of the people we saw, it
wasn't hard to decide. They made it more difficult than they should have, to be honest. But I will say that they did do one thing that I felt was not right. And this is not even like my bias towards Kiana, but in my humble opinion, Indy Hartwell deserved to be in this match over Kiana if we're being fair. Okay. There's no reason why Indy has to prove herself in this match. Kiana hasn't done anything to be someone to be considered over Indy. I don't care how many matches you've won or any of that shit. That doesn't matter to me. My issue is you had no problem. Oh wow. You had no problem with putting her in this match, and you should have. I'm sorry, but you just should have. You you just should have. But she should not have been considered over Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell has more tenure. She has more experience. And while yes, Kiana is a good wrestler, I won't shit on her for that. She shouldn't have been chosen over her. I'm sorry. So, anyways, I'm gonna need a lecture to get her fits together because she be having me genuinely surprised when she good at something. All right. uh, oh, it's big titty. So we got a couple of matches today. Some of them I liked, others I could give less than a shit about. Um, Fallon and Kiana had a match tonight. Kiana ended up winning the match. I don't know if it was a clean win or if she cheated. Either way, she won the match. Indy Hartwell lost her match to Roxanne today, and it seemed like that was the reason, for their decision that they made tonight in terms of the women. Von Wagner went up against Malik Blade after he attacked Malik last week and ripped up his father's sweater. It, I'm just disappointed, if that makes sense. But Roxanne and Indy had a decent match from what I got to see, and Roxanne ended up winning that match. This match I didn't watch, didn't care to watch. I know that Toxic Attraction won the match. I genuinely don't care how they won the match. I don't care that they had a match. I don't care for either side of this in any way, shape, or form. We did get to see that a new player is coming into the game of WNXT, and her name is Valkyria. Is that how you say it? If I'm saying her name wrong, I'm sorry. She has another name that she goes by. I'm gonna put it in the comments because I can't say her name. This yeah. So I think that's all I'm saying. I spelled it wrong. AOFE. Is that how you spell it? I don't know how to spell her name. But I know that she was on NXT UK. I've seen her before. I just I just didn't get to see it. Oh, wait a minute. Rico said her name pronunciation. Valkyria. Okay. Valkyria is coming to NXT. Isla Dawn has been warned by Alba Fire. Most of NXT was them just making this decision about the Iron Survivor Challenge. And it was stupid. I'm going to be honest. It was stupid. There was no reason for them to do this. The people they chose were obviously going to be the ones that they were going to pick. And I was over it. I don't care. Say it that way. I don't care that that's how you came to this decision. I feel like you basically had qualifier matches without having qualifier matches. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. But live your best life. Whatever makes you fucking happy, bro. But I was over it. I was over it. I was done. And I was ultimately just sitting here like, why are we here? Why are we having this conversation right now about any of these people? And of all the people you could have picked, you pick X Pac to come in and tell you who to choose. That was nice. I mean, I'm just done at this point. I'm very irritated, and 100% not happy with the selection, but it is what it is. Um, I'm not mad at who they picked for this because I kind of figured that those were the people they were going to pick. I just wish they would have made their choice and been done with it, if that makes sense, instead of doing all this grandiosity. So, let me make sure I tell y'all who. What are you doing?
Actually, you want to put cheese on there. The liquid is still boiling on the sides, though.
No, it's not ready. When I left from down there, it wasn't ready.
Okay.
What is wrong with you?
Nothing. I just came up here. To see what you wanted to do. That was all.
It's not ready yet. It's not. The rice hasn't even fully cooked in it yet. It's not ready for any of that.
Okay.
Is there something wrong here?
No.
It seems like it.
All right.
What do you want me to do?
Why? No, we had it. We just got finished cooking.
You're acting like I was supposed to do something and I didn't do it.
No.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I'm just ready to come upstairs. We got to keep an eye on that down there.
Hold on, y'all. I gotta put my glasses on. I can't see. All right. So for the Iron Survivors Challenge for the match card, we have sorry y'all, I had to talk to Jared. So the men's match is going to have Carmelo Hayes, JD McDonough, Grayson Waller, and Joe Gacy. In the women's match, you're going to have Zoe Stark, Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, and Kiana James. There's going to be wild card matches next week to determine who is going to be the fifth member of each match. So for the men, you're going to have Von Wagner going up against Axiom and Andre Chase. And then you're going to have for the women, Wendy Chu, Fallon Henley, and Indy Hartwell will compete to be the fifth member. The winners of the Iron Survivor Challenge will be able to have earned a shot at either title, whether it be Braun Breaker's title or Mandy Rose's title. So there you have it. Hello. Oh, I'm not having the best of days, guys. So you just got But I'm trying to get this out and make sure I have this up. It's just been a weird ass day. Anyways, um, Fallon went up against Kiana, and according to Kayla, she tried to cheat, didn't work, but the distraction from the referee was enough for her to pick up the win. Kiana tried to cheat, it didn't work, but the distraction was enough for Kiana to pick up the win over Fallon. Von Wagner went up against Malik Blade. Malik Blade did dominate Von Wagner in this match, but one little slip up and Von Wagner was able to pick up the win. He tried to attack Malik. Idris came in there, and then Odyssey came in and evened the score. So that was that. And then, of course, like I said earlier, Roxanne was able to best Indy Hartwell, and she, was able to be chosen for this Iron Survivor Challenge. Now, during the match with these bitches, you had the first part time they were supposed to wrestle. Nikita was attacked by Zoe. Zoe, attacked Nikita, messed up her knee, it looked like, and she went to the trainer's room. The trainer told her she was cleared, she could go. She ended up going, and ultimately Toxic Attraction was able to pick up the win over Nikita and the two Disco twins over here. That was pretty much NXT. You did get a little section with Braun Breaker and Apollo Crews basically just sizing each other up. Pretty Deadly next week is gonna come out and do some type of Christmas story next week. You're also supposed to have some type of match next week. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember seeing they're supposed to have the qualifier matches next week. Indushir did come out there during the Creed Brothers match with JD. I think it was one of the Creed brothers. It was, I can't remember his name. I'm having a rough day today. Anyways, one of the Creed brothers went up. Julius went up against JD McDonough. McDonough was trying to win, but whatever he was trying to do, he was trying to hurt him. He ended up trying to hit him with the chair, to which Sanga took the chair shot, pushed Julius out the way. The reason for that was that Indushir wants to wrestle the Creed brothers 100% healthy. They don't want any ailments. They don't want any excuses. They want to be able to beat them at their best so that they know that they're better than them. And I'm like, okay, cool. Whatever you want to do, babe. And then there's that. NXT was pretty somber today. There really wasn't much going on. Like I said, they focused a lot on creating this narrative that they had a lot to choose from when it came to this Iron Survivor Challenge. And quite honestly, they really didn't. It would have been fairly simplistic if they had just picked picked the people that were popular, because that's who they chose. If I'm being 100% honest, Cora, to me, there's no reason to put Cora Jade in this match. I just don't care for Cora or her brand of wrestling for that matter. So, in my opinion, she's more of a liability in this match than anybody else. I just don't want to watch Cora Jade wrestle in that match. If I'm being fair, Roxanne isn't one of my favorites, but I am aware of what Roxanne can do. I also understand going to WWE, a lot of things get shifted and changed in terms of your wrestling style, and it kind of can make you appear to be different than what you really are. So while all that is true, and Roxanne has improved a lot wrestling wise, ring work, and everything. So I'm not going to shit on her too much. But Cora to me is stagnant. I haven't seen her do anything different. She's been pretty much the same even before she became Generation of Jade, this version of herself. She still had she was a weird, she's just not fun to watch in my opinion. Who else is on the list? Because I forgot. Let me see something. Them putting Carmelo Hayes in this match, the smartest move that they could make. I mean, at this point, Carmelo is one of the best people they have at the moment. So it would not have been smart to leave him off of that type of match, that marquee building match. Um, Grayson Waller, I can understand. While he's not like my favorite person, I could definitely understand why they put Grayson on there. Grayson is a bit of a nuisance in terms of him being annoying, but overall he is a solid wrestler. So I can't shit on him too much. Um and he has a little bit of pizzazz that a lot of people can, stand. Zoe, I can understand Zoe. I'm not the biggest fan of Zoe personally, but wrestling wise, she's one of my favorite NXT girls. So I definitely understand Zoe being in that match. Kiana, wrestling wise, I get it, but like I said, if I were doing this, I would have put Indy in over Kiana originally, and then I would have had Kiana work for her opportunity because Kiana should work for opportunities. That's the way it should go. Joe Gacy, I feel like, had many opportunities to prove himself, and he did on multiple occasions. And putting Joe Gacy in this kind of a match works to his advantage, especially with Schism lurking around every corner. It'd be an interesting thing to see, and I feel like Joe Gacy would probably, if Apollo wins this title from Brian Breaker, they probably would have Joe Gacy go after Apollo and then have him drop it to him, which I'm sure a lot of people want to see. JD McDonough, while I'm not the biggest fan of him personally, once again, he does perform and outwork just about everybody on this roster. Between him and Carmelo, they'll make this match fun to watch, and Grayson Waller would be a nice wild card factor to add to it. As far as the other two girls, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Cora, and I could have lived without Cora being there. Roxanne is cool. I don't have any issues with her. And I feel like when Roxanne really gets the opportunity to spread her wings, we'll see a different side of her. But if I had to switch this around and actually pick the people for this match, me personally, I probably would have left Cora off, and I probably would have put based off of the people that they had set, I would have put Indy in here over Cora and had her work for our opportunity against Wendy and Fallon. Or I would have taken Kiana out and had her work for our opportunity against Wendy, Fallon. It'd been Wendy, Fallon, and Kiana. Or I would have switched out Fallon for Cora. I just don't care for Cora. I just don't. And I feel like wrestling wise, Fallon is a better wrestler. It just would have been a more solid overall match with Fallon. It's just going to be a lot of antics going on. And I get it. They want to have a balance in the match with faces and heels and with people, cutting corners, and then people who are going to do it straight and narrow. And then there's going to be people who are down the middle where sometimes they can swing one way and other times they can swing another. So personality wise, it makes sense. But at the same time, right now, they've got 3 heels in this women's match. And more than likely, Indy Hartwell will be chosen to be in this match. So it'll be Roxanne and Indy, who's like an anti-hero. She's a tweener. She hovers between being a face and a heel. And then you've got Kiana, Zoe, and Cora, who are all heels. On the opposite side, none of the people who were chosen are faces. Everybody over here are heels. JD, Grayson, Joe Gacy, and Carmelo all are heels on the men's side. So there's only who we got left in terms of competing. Andre Chase, Von Wagner, and Axiom are the last 3 who will compete for the final spot. I don't know, man. I feel like Von Wagner's going to take that spot, and it's going to end up being Von Wagner in that match, and that's how they're going to do it. I'm not interested in that in any way, shape, or form. I'm just being honest. I'm just not interested in it. If y'all want to see the graphic for the Iron Survivor Challenge, here it is. Those are your competitors for now, and next week they're going to decide who the 5th member is going to be. It's very heel heavy, which it seems to me that is the biggest problem in NXT right now. Nikita's a face. The two Disco Twins are faces. Alba Fire's a face, but she's caught up in a situation with Isla Dawn. So she wasn't even considered for the Iron Survivor Challenge specifically because of that. Fallon is a face. So if we're going to go by people who are faces, Fallon, Wendy, they're faces. Roxanne is a face. Zoe, Cora, Kiana, they're heels. Toxic Attraction, the whole crew, heels. There's really nobody else out there, and that's a problem. What I'm starting to understand when it comes to NXT is that they're doing storyline based shows and everything, and I'm all for that. But we're not seeing any building of stars up to take these titles off of these champions. We're not seeing that. And I think that's one of the reasons why NXT has become so stagnant. It's because nothing is moving. Everything is stuck in this stalemate. You were so busy putting everybody into their final positions and just so busy focusing on making Mandy a household name that you forgot that there was an entire women's division that had to be led by her. If we're doing this and we're having a conversation about wrestling and we're talking about how this could have elevated NXT, your problem is the fact that you did not properly utilize Mandy for what she should have been doing. You should have been finding a way to usher in the next set of NXT superstars. Mandy came back to NXT to reinvent herself, but NXT was also being reinvented in the process. What she ultimately ended up doing is giving herself a boost while stepping on the rest of the division. Nobody else has been able to advance or even be at the top of the mountain, at least to be considered, because now you've made it so that it is damn near impossible for anyone to go up against her. The very same situation that's going on in WWE with Roman is what is happening now in NXT on the women's side. You've made it so that she is damn near untouchable, which to me is ridiculous. Even Roman has wins under his belt that he has done by himself. If we're going by strictly kayfabe, let's just strictly kayfabe it. You have now made it so that there's no other women in the division who could even possibly compete against her. And it just looks like it's just stagnant. We can't get out the blocks because nobody cares if she wins, loses, or draws. Let's put it this way. Honestly and truly, when I watch the show, I want to be entertained. I don't want to see Mandy standing up in front of the crowd, screaming, put some respect on my name every 2 seconds. And it's like, girl, you got the title. If that's not enough respect for you, I don't know what to tell you. I can't give you something that you haven't earned. Your biggest issue is that the title is supposed to be elevated when you get it, but you didn't get. The only thing that happened is that you were elevated with the championship. The women's division has been held back because of you and because of your booking. So I don't solely blame Mandy for a lot of this, but I do think that Mandy's reliance in her character on the fact that she's pretty and on the fact that she's got these two girls on her side, and that is pretty much the makeup of her character. There isn't anything else there. It's a lot of honeys and sweeties, and that's it. While Mandy has potential, at some point that potential has to turn into talent, skill, and it is not doing that. I don't care what people say. You can't show glimpses and flashes and then regress when you're on the stage and everybody's watching. It doesn't make any sense to me. And at this point, I'm just tired. I'm tired of watching it, and it's becoming boring. And I will take a break from NXT for a little while because it's just not worth the time or the effort to watch it. Even after they drop that title from Mandy, they're going to have to do a lot of work to make people interested in that show. And I'm just being real. You know, like I said, I'm not going to sit up here and just ride 100% for everything WWE does. Criticism usually allows people to see these other side of things and do better. And if I can say something that people can hear, my voice, you resonate with what I'm saying, then maybe you'll make changes to do better and have a better showing in terms of you're producing your talent. Now you have, and my as much shit as I give Kiana, because I just don't like the woman. I don't discredit her wrestling. I do believe that she's a good wrestler. Her character sucks in my opinion. I just don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. If she did something different, maybe, but I feel like she wouldn't excel in that either. She just because you cross your arms and you wear pinstripe gear doesn't make you a boss bitch. It just makes you look like a bitch in pinstripe gear. Does that make sense? I want better because I know that they can do better. And every time they bring up a threat to Mandy's title, they find some kind of way to make her not be a threat anymore. They find some kind of way to shift her opponents away from her, and then she goes a month or two without defending her title again. And it's just like, it's becoming a nuisance. It's not fun to watch, if that makes sense. Cora really thought she ate when she was mimicking Wendy Chu and on her TikTok, when I'm like, bitch, you're not all that. And that's me saying that in an unbiased opinion. I don't like the fact that Cora can't be a mean girl properly. I feel like Cora don't understand the assignment. She thinks she's being mean, but she just really sounds like a spoiled 7-year-old that's just whining and complaining and thinking they're doing real damage, but they're not. They're not. So I, as much as I would like to like Cora, face or heel, I feel like she doesn't give much, and I'm just not. I just don't care for her. So I could do without Cora at this point. I'm just not the biggest fan of her. So busy putting Mandy over. I mean, that was the goal. It seems like it's the only goal. They didn't have no other goals in mind. The only thing they thought about was Mandy becoming the girl. And I'm like, when she got to the top of the mountain, you didn't execute any other plans to try and make sure your women's division was built up with enough women to compete against Mandy Rose. Even if you had her keep the title for a year, great, fine. But now, who is going to compete against her that everybody believes can beat her or has the potential to beat her? If you don't have her go over clean, usually somebody comes in and aids her in the win. So even if you have somebody who's built up enough, has enough stamina, got the true accolades, can generally and legitimately take Mandy down, you're going to find some kind of way to make that not be true. And it's unnecessary. And this is going to be underwhelming for the person who takes the title off of Mandy, because it's not going to be fair to them, because most people are not going to be interested. They're not going to care. I can't believe that I agree with Grayson Waller and Pretty Deadly on them not believing Duke Hudson being part of Chase U. I'm tired of Mandy being on top and being called champion all the time. Hold on, y'all. I gotta call my husband and tell him to put the cheese on there. I made chicken casserole today and I needed to go to the restroom, so I couldn't stay downstairs to make sure that the chicken and stuff was done.
Hey, Gerard. Gerard. What's the point of having a phone if you're not gonna answer? Weirdo shit. Hold on, y'all.
Damn right we take turns being wrong. I get real accountable when I'm alone. I get real about it all when I'm alone. It's so crazy missing you when I get on. Now Julio made me Popio, and I might hit your phone up with that ba-ba-ba. Listen my da-da-da, listen that all of this love is toxic, love is toxic. All these kisses and hugs and toxic. You a damn drug, toxic.
If you don't wanna see me, if you don't wanna see me, did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I once did. The heartbreak change me, baby, but look at where I ended up. I'm over it already, so moved on, it's scary, I'm not waiting.
There's so much going on in this damn house. Nah, Kiana's boring in general. I mean, yeah, well, I'm not talking about her. Her character is a piece of shit. But her wrestling wise is not bad. I won't shit on her wrestling. Honestly, I wouldn't have been bad if Mandy beat Alba for the title at Deadline and been a transitional champ to the Survivor winner. Honestly, I'd rather her just be champion, to be honest with you. I think Mandy has served her purpose. She's it's just unnecessary, but it's cool. You all right, fans won't care. I would have taken it off her forever ago. Indie selling reminds me of how Rhonda sells. Mm, mm, I don't know about that. It's like confused, stiff, no face changes. You rarely see their faces when they wrestle to begin with, unless they're in some type of a hold. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that at all. I feel like Rhonda selling is subpar. I won't say that it's great. Rhonda selling is subpar at best. And sometimes she doesn't sell a move effectively. So it looks like the person who actually executed the move may have messed up. You know what I'm saying? But that's not always the case. Though sometimes, a lot of times, Rhonda's the one who is not effectively selling the move, which can generally makes Shotzi look like she's the problem, which a lot of people were saying. But in reality, Rhonda didn't sell her DDT properly, which, live your best life. Maybe I should watch more of her matches. I don't know. I think you should go back to NXT and watch some of her older stuff when she was actually prominent in NXT and wasn't an afterthought. She was very good. And even during the time where her friend Persia was there, Indy was very good. Indy, in my opinion, is a solid wrestler. And she sells just fine. It may not be perfect for some people, but given the fact that she was up against Roxanne, who's like, she's a little munchkin compared to
Indy, it would take a lot. It have to look at least somewhat decent and realistic, in my opinion. So I feel like the character haven't really been had a fair shake. Whose character? Because if you're talking about Kiana, I don't know if I agree with that. Her bum ass been on TV for the last what 4 months, maybe longer than that, and she's been giving the same thing she always gives. I'm a bitch who runs a company, and there are there are few people who can fuck with me because I'm smart and I carry around a goddamn tote bag that she claims to be a briefcase. Her character has a lot of fair shakes. The bitch is in the Iron Survivor Challenge. She looks to be getting a fair shake to me. That's disrespectful. I imagine it would be disrespectful to me if you say that selling, my selling is like Rhonda's. I mean, Rhonda hasn't been selling a lot of things. I respectfully disagree. I think Indy has done really well overall. At this point, selling his ass because it's been almost a year. Hey, Randy. You mean the story with her trying to take over Chase U and take the bar away from Fallon and Briggs and Jensen? That story, that's been a side story on NXT for the last 2 or 3 months. I think her character's got a fair shake. For her not to have a story, per your own words, her not to have a story, and for her to wrestle on TV as often as she does, and for them to put her in the Iron Survivor Challenge, I think her character's got a very good fair shake. So next week, we will see who is going to compete in this match with the other 4 competitors for each Iron Survivor Challenge. Well, I didn't know she was involved in that. Yeah. Here you go, babe. You came in a little late, so you didn't get to see it. But she is one of the 4 people who were announced today. Today, Shawn Michaels had a panel of X-Pac, Road Dogg, Molly Holly, and Alundra Blaze, and they all assessed pretty much everybody that we've seen on television outside of Nikita, the Disco Twins, all of Toxic Attraction, of course, and Lash Legend, and some of the other people we've seen in NXT. And nobody else, like Tiffany Stratton wasn't assessed, Lash Legend wasn't assessed, none, Nikita wasn't, none of the Toxic Attraction, and of course, 2 Disco Twins were. Mainly because they're already embroiled in feuds and they're obviously not going. And Alba Fire was not assessed in this match. They saying that the fucking Alba could have been a part of the match, but she got a situation going on with Isla Dawn. And I said, okay, that don't make sense to me because Kiana got a situation with Fallon, but she was able to be assessed. Zoe Starks has a situation with Nikita, but she was able to be assessed. That shit didn't make sense to me. But live your best fucking life. You know, whatever works for you. Where Lash been at? In NXT Level Up. She's been on Level Up for the last couple of months, I believe. And then before that, she's been telling women that they were losers and then catching L's from those women. What story is there to tell? No, I saw that match. I'm saying the Chase U. Yeah. The she had a segment a few months, I think it was last month or the month before, where she was talking about Chase U being prime real estate. And she was like, I found a way to get rid of it. I just got to implement my plan. And then all of a sudden, Duke Hudson shows up and talking about they're going to be a part of Chase U. And that the way I see it is, I believe that he's a plant sent in by Kiana to disrupt Chase U, which he's doing. He is disrupting it. And eventually Andre Chase is gonna beat him up or do something weird. They're gonna side with Duke Hudson and kick Andre out. And that's how they're going to take Chase U away from them. Eventually Chase U is gonna no longer be in NXT. It's gonna be gone. Quite frankly, I like Chase U. I feel like it should still be there. I think it's a fun concept and it worked. It got over all on its own. It's no point to put Alba in, to be honest. And Nikita shouldn't be in it. How Isla and Alba have an issue, but they have yet to follow up after she cost her the title. Last week, Isla Dawn made it very clear that she was going after Alba Fire. And this week on NXT, Alba Fire made it very clear that since Isla targeted her, she's coming after her. So, yes, it is very easy that the two of them are going after each other. Just because they haven't had a physical interaction with each other doesn't mean that they don't have anything going on. I mean, Zoe, well, babe, she's in it. She was considered, they brought her up by name. She's in it. The way I see it is if fucking Zoe can be in the match, then so can Alba Fire. It's been weeks. Miss Fire is free. They lying. No, she's not. Kiana has slowly becoming one of my favorites on NXT. Well, that's good for you, babe. I'm happy for you. Oh, I ain't see they promos. Yes, they both had one. Isla's was last week, and Alba's was tonight. So, yes, they both had one. So, that's it. I mean, there ain't really much to NXT, y'all. On the men's side, who would you choose if you could change the wild card match? The wild card match for the men's is Wagner, Axiom, and Andre Chase. I put Odyssey Jones in Wagner's place. I would no shade to Axiom, but I would definitely put in like Malik. I'm trying to think about the NXT roster, so I'm just gonna have to go look at it. Because there's not a lot of people that we physically see on the roster. And because Wesley is already champion, okay, so we've got, damn, I forgot Boa was even there. My bad. Sorry. Cameron Grimes still there? Who is Elton? Oh, That's one half of Pretty Deadly. I ain't even never know his fucking name. Like, I never knew his name. That's so weird to me. The pickings are pretty slim in NXT, not gonna lie. Where's Oro Mensah? Oro hasn't been seen since that NXT North American Championship ladder match. Haven't seen Oro since. I would have considered Oro over a lot of these people. Hey, party people, but keep that white shit over there. I haven't seen Oro in a while. It's gonna be Axiom or Chase. I hope Malik costs Wagner. I think they're gonna give it to Von Wagner, to be honest with you. Or Zion. Forgot he was there too. I forgot all about Zion as well. Not they showed up and dipped. Nah, he's still there. Could Nathan Frazier be in it? Dude, I didn't even know. I forgot all about who did I say? I forgot about him just by talking. Hold on a second. Yeah, Boa. I forgot all about Boa. I was like, damn, Boa, you still there? Jeez. I told you UK came, showed up, and dipped. Yeah, you probably right, babe. Roderick Strong ain't recovered, I guess, so he ain't wrestling. Zion would be okay. This roster in NXT is small. Like Zion, Von Wagner. Like if Tyler Bate was wrestling, I'd pick Tyler Bate, Oro Mensah, and Odyssey Jones. Them would be my three that I would be considering for this match. First of all, this is going to sound weird. I don't have a problem with any of the picks for the men. None of them. I understand why Grayson Waller is there. Grayson Waller is a wild card factor. Yeah, he's Mouth Almighty. But at the same time, if we're going outside of my personal bias for Grayson Waller and just looking at him as a wrestler, he's okay. He's not a terrible wrestler. He kind of wrestles like if a diva had... I hate to say it. How can I explain it without sounding like really, really ignorant? So he wrestles like a diva to me. And I don't think it's a bad thing on his part. Like he just has a way of presenting himself where obviously he has delusions of grandeur, but surface wise, when you see him wrestle, he's not that bad, but he just gives me like really heavy diva vibes, you know? I can't believe they put Cora in this fucking match, but I didn't think Cora should have been in it either. The way I see it, anybody who's already competed for that big title shouldn't be in this match. So in that case, I wouldn't have had Zoe in it. I wouldn't have had Cora in it. And if we're going to be fair, Joe Gacy and JD McDonough wouldn't be in it on the men's side either, because they all have competed for that women's title. And if we're going to be real, so has Roxanne. So I wouldn't have let any of them compete for that title. They all have already had opportunities. But if we're going to make this match fun and utilize people's skills to our advantage, then I can totally understand why Zoe is there. And I can understand why Kiana is there. I just felt like Kiana should have fought her way into this match, whereas Indy should have been placed in this match because she's the better competitor. Wrestling-wise and character-wise, Indy is solid. Kiana is not there yet. I don't care what none of y'all say. Y'all might like Kiana, that's fine. But if we're just looking at it outside of my personal bias, Kiana is a decent wrestler. There's nothing bad about her skill set or her talent in the ring, but her character is one noted. There's nothing else that she provides other than I'm a bitch who happens to know how to run a business. And at this point, girl, it's a lot of bitches who can run businesses. What else do you have to offer? You won't have shit else to offer, ho. So I'm not gonna give a fuck about you. I still don't. I still don't. There's nothing that you offer that's outside of what you sell, which is just I'm a bitch. Like that's pretty much it. I'm a bitch who wears pinstripes on my gear with this fuck ass tote. Like that's all you're giving me, and I don't really like that shit. Cora, I'll tell you what I see when I see Cora. Cora gives me I'm in college or I'm in high school, or I'm in middle school, I'm 13 and my mom's the cool mom, so I can dye my hair and I can wear whatever I want and I can skateboard like the boys and I can do everything, but nobody else is as cool as me, so I'm going to bully everybody else. That's all I get from her. She not serving nothing. In the ring, you get glimpses of talent and greatness, and then she is lazy. I just don't enjoy watching her wrestle. Roxanne is a little bit slow for me. At her size, I expect a lot of speed out of her. I expect her to have a lot of agility, a lot of quickness, and oftentimes she doesn't give that at all. And I think that's why sometimes I kind of rest a little bit back on Roxanne, but I know that she can do great because I've seen her do great. As far as Zoe is concerned, I know what Zoe's capable of and I know what she can do. I expect her to excel when she goes in the ring. It was disappointing to watch her wrestle Mandy and to lose like that. That was fucking disappointing. As far as Joe Gacy is concerned, Joe Gacy is the one in this particular match who I would look out for. It'd be Gacy and Waller. Those two dudes have two totally different fighting styles, two totally different personas, but they have a way of making themselves be present and people see them. No matter if you love them or hate them, you know who they are. And Joe Gacy, more specifically, is creepy as hell. I wouldn't be surprised if Ava was out there and helped him win this match. But the person who's gonna be the star, the one who's gonna excel the most, the two you're gonna have to look out for the most are Carmelo and JD McDonough. They're put in this match to be the workhorses of the match. Joe Gacy and Waller are there for your, viewing pleasure. But these two are going to provide you the most entertainment. I don't know who's going to be the fifth in this match, but I know that the men's match to me has a little bit more umph to it than the women's match, and I would probably be more entertained watching the men's match than the women's match. I'm just saying. So Don was talking about Grayson. He said he wrestles like Gail, but better. That makes sense. If she's ready, of course. Tiffany is out. I replaced Cora with Fallon. That's what I said earlier. Anywhere Roxanne is at, Cora will be there too. I don't like that. I feel like they should be separated. Y'all done already had a damn friendship battle, which sucked. So if one of y'all get in this match, the other one need to go home. I agree. It would be cool if none of the competitors had a title opportunity this year. It would have made the winners look really strong. That was my thing. So thank you. No, Indy is more polished. I appreciate that. Cora is giving basic. Damn, I didn't say she was basic. I didn't say she was basic. She's just not my cup of tea. I make it a stiff walk, Fallon. No, I make it stiff walk, Fallon. That stiff walk is Kiana. Fallon, Indy, Saray, if she was able to be there, and even though she's just being put on TV, I put Sol Ruka. I know I spelled her name wrong. No, actually, you spelled her name correctly. Cora been basic. I told y'all that. Well, he did. He did. I ain't gonna lie about that. Yeah, I knew that already. Corin gives. I go to Zoomies for the music. Now Kenny never liked Cora. She was never a fan. Corn. That's what she calls her child. She calls her Corn. Now, I don't know exactly what they're gonna do, but hopefully, it'll be worth the watch. I ain't gonna, fight to watch Deadline because I'm just not interested. I really just want this year of wrestling to be over and be done with it. And since this is the last PLE of the year, which thank God, it's like 2 days before my birthday. My birthday is December 12th. If you didn't know, my birthday is December 12th. And I usually get a pay-per-view around my birthday when they were doing TLC. TLC would usually land the week of my birthday or on my birthday if my birthday was on a Sunday. But this year they have decided to cut out the pay-per-views to being Survivor Series being the last one. Sir, I more than likely will not get a pay-per-view this year for my birthday, which it seems like that's going to be the norm for the next couple of years. My birthday is on a Monday this year, which that sucks. But my birthday is on a Monday this year, and I don't think I'm going to do anything for my birthday this year. Such is life. But yeah, I'm not feeling NXT right now. I wish NXT would do better. NXT used to be fun, and now it's just maybe it's just going through some changes. I will not give up on her completely, but NXT is starting to be a little bit stale. Just like the main roster was a few years, a year ago. We was bored with the main roster and we're bored. I'm bored with this. So hopefully they'll start to do what they need to do, which is like I said earlier, they have to start making new stars. They have to start building people up. Now I was looking at the roster for NXT and some of these guys just are not on television. Like Nathan Frazier, Quincy, Roderick Strong, Tyler Bates, Zion Quinn, Gallus. For whatever reason, they keep putting Javier's stupid ass on TV. Ilya Dragunov's injured apparently, so he's not on TV. Jiro isn't on TV. They just had Dante Chen on there. Thank God Damon Kemp isn't on TV. Cameron Grimes hasn't been seen in a while. Shannon Stacks, he only shows up when the Dom shows up. Like I said, I didn't even realize Boa was still there. NXT's pickings are very, very slim. I didn't realize that until I looked at the whole roster in its entirety. And the pickings are very slim for the men, but it's even smaller for the women. Now you have to think about who's on top of the mountain right now and the women that they have. The only seasoned people that are in NXT currently right now are Alba Fire, Gigi Dolan for sure. Elektra Lopez is a good wrestler. I would have put Elektra in this challenge over Roxanne, but I understand Roxanne has a bigger star power than Elektra at the moment. But I would have put Elektra in there just for her skill alone. Ivy would have been another good choice to put in there. Ivy hasn't gotten anything since she's been in NXT, and I feel like Ivy's a good wrestler. She doesn't get the accolades she so rightfully deserves. For this women's division, I'm going to tell you who in the women's division right now, and then you're going to be like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, so Yulisa is injured, so she's out. But you have Zoe Stark, you have Valentina Faraz. Is that how you say her name? Faraz. Tiffany Stratton is out. Thea Hale, Tatum Paxley, Sol Ruka, Saray, which I think Saray had like visa issues, so Saray's out. Roxanne Perez, Nikita Lyons, Lash Legend, Kiana James. Is it done?
For the long focus, I can cut so you can see it.
Isla Dawn has been put in NXT. Indy Hartwell, Electra Lopez, Fallon Henley, Cora, and Ava Rain, and Amari Miller. Those are all the people who are listed as active female wrestlers in NXT outside of Gigi and JC, Kaden and Katana, and Mandy, because Mandy's currently champ. Other than that, that's your division. That's your women right there. Like there's nobody else. It's a very, very small roster. And they're not building up their people correctly. And I don't like that. Roderick has been taking a nap or something. Well, the last time we saw Roderick Strong, Damon Kemp had beat him up. Which I don't see how that old crab apple face bitch did anything to Roderick Strong. But whatever. He got beat up, and that was before fucking Halloween Havoc. Like, that was before Damon Kemp had revealed himself to be a monster. Like, that was literally, what pay-per-view was that? Because at that point, the Creed brothers still had the championship. They hadn't lost it to Pretty Deadly yet. That was before they even unified the titles or retired the UK titles. Roderick haven't been seen since, other than when they did that so-called emotional message from Roderick coming out the hospital, talking about, you do me one favor, you just win. I was like, okay, babe. That's what I'm saying. Roderick is having himself a good old cat nap. Child. I mean, yeah, it was World Collide, so there's that. Hold on, y'all. Hello. Did the rice finally soak up the liquid? Try just pick up some of the rice. I just need to see. Yeah, okay. Is it still liquidy in there? Because you act like you're scared to put anything in there. Okay, I mean, just put the. Did that chicken burn? Just put the cheese on it. Anyway. Anyways, y'all, I'm trying to get dinner done, and it's not being a good day today. It's not. It's not fucking working out in my favor. Today has been a shitty, shitty day. Now I'm gonna push through anyways. So tomorrow is Freestyle Wednesday, and we're gonna talk about the top 20 women's matches for the last, I want to say the last 5 to 9 or 10 years. They put these matches up on Twitter, and I did save the thread in my phone so everybody could see it. It's very interesting. There's one last thing that I want to talk about. Yeah, they said that these are the top 20 highest rated televised women's matches from both the main roster and NXT. And this is all according to Cage Match. The criteria only includes matches that went for 5 or more minutes. So these are all matches that happened within the last the last 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Within the last 7 years, these are all the highest rated matches of that were on television. Some of these matches are pay-per-view matches, so I don't see how that counts as televised. I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But tomorrow we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about the trend that was. There is a trend of that they want Ronda Rousey fired. They want her fired because she was talking about Sasha. They were chanting, "We want Sasha," and they said that Ronda Rousey should be fired because she couldn't handle the DDT spot that Shotzi Blackheart was trying to do on the barricade. It's interesting, to say the least. Did you put it in the oven?
It's in there. I got to use it. I go right down there like 2 minutes. I can't sit down in the mall.
They want Ronda Rousey fired, child. So we're gonna talk about that tomorrow, and we'll talk about Ronda Rousey tomorrow. We'll talk about the top 20 women's matches that were televised. We'll talk about that, and we will do my SBC chat like I always do tomorrow. And we'll open the floor for us to have regular conversation tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be in a better mood. But today I just was not in the mood today. Everything is not working the way I want it to. Shit is not going right. And I'm not happy, if that makes sense. With all that being said, you guys have a better day than I did. Please, please, please enjoy your night. Get some sleep. Rest yourself. I don't know why my foot is hurting so bad. I didn't hit it, so I'm not understanding why I'm in pain. Anyways, you guys enjoy your days. Make sure you get some rest, drink plenty of water. Take care of yourself, okay? Me personally, I don't have a problem with Wanda. It's okay. She's not your cup of tea, but I don't think she has to lose her job. And to be honest, I think that people hating on Ronda is a trend. Of course it is. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. You guys enjoy your night. And I will see you guys tomorrow night when we talk about all the stuff that's been happening this week in wrestling and whatever else y'all want to discuss. Bye. Thank y'all so much for coming and being part of my show. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe on the channel. It really helps to get my content out there for everybody to see. And I feel like even though we're a wrestling channel, we talk about a little bit of everything over here when I go live. So make sure you guys follow me on my social media as well. All of my socials are the same at Sack Design TV 2. You can find me on Twitter, and you can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on Facebook if you're a little and you like Facebook. But don't forget to follow me and subscribe, and make sure you rate my videos and get that algorithm up to push it up so I can start being a little bit more professional, so I can start making some coins. Okay? I will talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye.